What's up, everybody, and welcome to the TNR Sports Show or Trennon Talks. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever we post. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Trennon Talks. So, this new series I've come up with, I've kind of did it last week, but we're really kind of diving in this week, and when I'll get it further into that later, but last week I kind of came out with my school project. I was pretty happy with it. I thought overall it got a good reception. And then we came out with TNR last Friday. But I want to do, before we get into the Trinity Talks, I want to do a quick state of the union for the channel, for YouTube, Spotify, Apple, whatever product you use to achieve watch this or consume this entertainment. But I just wanted to come out and say thanks for all you who've liked, subscribed, did all that. So please keep doing that. I also want to come out and say that this is kind of a State of the Union video more than it is the Trenton Talks. This is kind of the first episode of Trenton Talks. So Trenton Talks will be coming out on YouTube and Spotify, or through YouTube and podcasting. I should say that since we're on a lot of podcasts. We're going to be through multiple avenues. It'll still be posted to the main channel, and still posted to Spotify or podcasting, wherever you get your Trenton and Ryan Sports Show. Trenton Talks will also come through that. What Trenton Talks is it's me talking, but it's also, the idea behind it is it's just me. There's nobody else. Ryan will still do the Trenton and Ryan Sports Show, hence TNR Show. But Trenton Talks is just going to be me coming on here, having something for y'all to consume on Monday. I think it's important for us to have 2 videos a week. This is the second video. This is the first video. The second video will come out on Fridays. YouTube will come out on YouTube and Spotify. Going forward, podcasts will be, and YouTube videos are going to release on Mondays and Fridays. Those are kind of the things. Mondays and Fridays are going to be the 2 days that we release. Both YouTube, Spotify in the morning, YouTube in the afternoon. Spotify in the morning, YouTube in the afternoon. So TNR will keep going. We'll keep doing tons of sports content. I'm pretty excited about it. Keep on the lookout for some big things coming this summer, and especially in the fall when things really start to explode. I really want y'all to be out on the lookout for some really great content coming y'all's way. I'm super, super excited about the direction we're headed with the sports show, and I'm excited about Trenton Talks. So it's going to be sports. It's going to be interviews. It's going to be bringing people on here through Zoom, bringing people on here through whatever way I can bring them on here. We'll be bringing them on here. So I'm really super excited about that. We're going to have people interview. We're going to have me talking. It could be about anything. It could be about fun times, sad times, serious topics, crypto, investing, whatever, I feel like talking about. It'll be sports in there too. So it's going to be a variety. When I was asked what it's going to be about, I told them I just don't know. It's whatever I want it to be about on that particular day. It probably won't get political. I don't like politics. I like politics, but I don't like talking about my politics too much on the internet. So I don't think it'll get too political. Maybe certain topics could scrape that by, but I doubt it'll ever become seriously political. But it's whatever I want to talk about. That's what's so exciting about the idea behind this new show segment, whatever you want to call it. So I just wanted to come on here, kind of explain the concept of the idea, like I've done, and I want to come on here and talk about things relative to people's lives. You know what I mean? I've graduated college recently from College of Charleston. I've gotten a new job, and everything I thought I knew or everything I did know is gone. It has disappeared, and everything I know now has changed from what it was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So I think it's crazy to me how radical things are and how things change so quickly. And it's pretty exciting still. I think it's obviously super exciting. But, life happens and people want, a distraction or whatever you want from out of this life. And I just wanted to come on here, just have a discussion about life and the world and everything involved in it. I'm pretty excited about this new podcast, maybe. I don't know if it would be called a new podcast or just a segment of Trent TNR, when I just talk by myself. But we're going to be updating I'm going to be getting the new equipment soon. We'll be getting new things. We're going to be updating this room. It won't be as boring, just a flag. I want a better camera to record the podcast on. So there's a lot of stuff in the works right now. I really want to grow. So you're going to see me start posting a brick ton on social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. All the social medias will be listed down below. Please follow them. We're going to be updating all of that. I want to also try to centralize a lot of the discussions sports wise. So we, instead of trying to spread our forces out too thin, we keep them centralized on the main target. So I want to talk about Arkansas, Clemson, South Carolina. All right, I'll probably throw Oklahoma in there. So I think that'll be good for the program and for the podcast. So look forward to that. I'm trying to think of what else State of the Union wise. Please keep liking and subscribing. There's going to be a new video beforehand on YouTube videos. I'm going to record after this. So please be on the lookout for that as well. What else? Please be on the lookout for anything of that nature. Like I said, I'm super excited, super excited for where the podcast goes, what direction we're going to be headed. I know Ryan's super excited. I've got him on board. All I need is for you all to be on board, to like, subscribe, share with your families, with your fellow peoples. These aren't going to be too terribly long. They might be a little longer when I start doing interviews, but typically when I come on here just to talk, typically they're not going to be too terribly long. I'd like them for it to be about maybe 20 to 25 minutes, kind of would be a range. So it just gives you something to listen to in the morning, something to think about on your drive to work. Like I said, we're not ever going to talk about anything too political. So it's never going to be anything like that, but it might be some sports news. Like later on in the episode, I'm going to talk about some sports stuff. And that's kind of what I want to talk about right now. That's what's interesting me in the moment. Next week, it could be something else. But this week, right here, right now, it's the sports stuff. So, I'm pretty excited. Like I said, this is going to be a different change from what typically you're used to. It's just going to be me. It's going to be me talking. But I think overall, I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm pretty excited about the opportunity just to be able to come on here and provide content and produce content out there in the interwebs. Like I said, this is Trennon Talks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk. If you don't like to listen to me talk, you're going to like this podcast, like this episode, this show. So if you don't like that, just typically not going to like Trennon Talks. But I'm pretty excited, like I said, about it. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. The concept behind it really came off of interviews. I had a couple people ask me to be interviewed, and I was trying to think why, or would I ever actually interview anybody? A lot of people have asked me for interviews, and for some reason, I don't know why really, but they've asked me for interviews. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, do people really want to be interviewed? And I began to think about it and try to begin like, how do we brand ourselves during the summer months when things are going to get cold with sports? If there's just not going to be a lot to talk about. And when you're producing a weekly podcast, you just run dry with stuff to talk about. It becomes more difficult. And especially when it's a college podcast, this isn't really an NBA podcast or an MLB podcast, and college baseball is going to go away soon. So what are you going to be left with? We did all the spring football, college basketball is over. I mean, we're kind of at a point now where things have to calm down. College sports. I'm going to hit college baseball hard this week in the TNR Sports Show. But I think overall, there's just not a lot to talk about sports-wise, college sports-wise at least. I could bring up some softball news. I saw some softball stuff today. We're going to bring up some FCS football that's coming. I'm going to breeze over it real fast but at the end of the episode. But we're going to talk about the FCS football championship was today. We're going to talk about that. Just things like that you want to talk about that I'm going to talk about. It's just whatever the flavor of the month is. Whatever I want to talk about. I talk about what I want to talk about. I hope this show will be a lot of interviews, though. That's kind of the hopeful idea of it. When I was thinking about what I wanted this show to be like, the idea was interviews. I want to interview people. There are a lot of people out there I know who have stories to tell, things they have done through life and love and liberty and happiness. So I want to bring stuff to light like that to attention. And I want to talk about those kind of things and people's struggles and people's identity and sports and life in general. It doesn't have to be about sports. It could be about money. It could be about anything of that nature. So, like I said, I'm pretty excited about the concept of Trenton Talks. I don't want these episodes to be too terribly long. I think this one's probably not the most exciting because it's just me breaking down stuff, telling you about the future. But like I said, this is the first episode of Trenton Talks, so it's not going to be the most exciting thing in the world. But I think it's important to kind of lay the groundwork for where we're going and what direction we're heading, especially now since things are slowing down dramatically from where they've been the past couple of weeks. I think it's important to have that conversation and deliver good content that people really will enjoy. And that's my hope. I want to deliver something that people love and enjoy and want to be a part of, and want to watch. I mean, I don't want to produce content that is boring and you don't want to watch. And it really comes down to why would I watch a lot of my own content? Sometimes the answer is no. It's like, God, I know I record it and edit it and stuff, so it might be a little different, but I want to produce something that's quality, something that you can like, I can turn on the way to work and I can be like, hey, this is a good episode. I'm proud of this. I was proud of last week's TNR show. I thought it was a little goofy, but I'm pretty happy about everything going on right now in the podcasting business. I'm pretty excited about the future of this podcast, the future of TNR, and the direction we're headed, especially when college football rolls around. I believe that's just going to change the game. But as we come to the end of the episode, I just want to cover two little sports topics. That's just my talking part. That isn't a State of the Union per se. But so Arkansas beat Tennessee today 3-2 in baseball, college baseball. Not a lot of college baseball people out there. I'm kind of been getting into it more. I've been more into it this year than I ever have before. The games are quite entertaining. I will say there's a lot of high scoring or there's no scoring at all. Um, but I'm pretty happy about Arkansas beating Tennessee this weekend, winning the series 2-1. They won today 3-2. So I was pretty happy about all that. Dave Van Horn kind of got into it with Tennessee's manager at the end of the game. Kind of a scumbag University of Tennessee. They showboated. They really think they're something. They barely won the whole yesterday's game on Saturday. Saturday's game. They hit a 3-run walk-off homer at the bottom of the ninth to win that game. Absolutely devastating. I literally felt sick to my stomach. I've been working outside all day, watching the game, listening to it on my phone. And then they nail a 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth. And I really wanted to just crawl inside and just lay down on the floor and cry because it's just like, what a devastating way to lose. Cool way to lose, I guess. Cool way to win. Devastating way to lose. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. We came back one today. I'm very happy. Tennessee fans, they really irritate me. They really think there's something in their school just not that great. Um, I mean, I pull for Tennessee. I guess I shouldn't bash them too hard. I pull for Tennessee more than Ryan pulls for Tennessee. He fully hates Tennessee for some reason. But I think overall, I was pretty happy with the series win. They were number 4 in the country. We're number 1, still haven't lost the series yet. But still, you want to keep winning. You want to, I don't know. I mean, it would hurt to lose. Would it hurt to lose at this point? I don't know. Probably. If we even won, all we need next week is to win 2 games to win the SEC. And then we need to win 1 game to win the SEC West. So that's kind of where we are. So I'm pretty happy about that overall. The last thing I want to talk about before we end it, Sam Houston State beat South Dakota State to win the FCS championship. This isn't going to be really sports related. Well, it kind of is. There was a video posted today of this dude like losing his mind. When Sam Houston State won the FCS championship today. And a lot of people were bashing this guy, saying, bro, it's only FCS. And I think that's something we need to have a discussion about because FCS football, even though it's not as good as NCAA football, go figure, right? There's definitely not as much money. The passion for sports in general is still there. There are people who care about that stuff. I care about it. I thought it was pretty cool to cover it throughout the season. We took a turn late overall, but I thought overall it was pretty cool to cover that the series and stuff, FCS football. So I think overall I was pretty happy with the fact that we got to cover FCS football and we got to cover that kind of stuff. So there's a discussion to be had about conceptual about the way we treat FCS football and the way we treat like people who love their sports and stuff like that. People are allowed to like things, you know what I mean? People are allowed to like what they like. And I feel like it's unfair for us to judge someone just because the sport maybe not be what we follow. I think all sports should be qualified as something people enjoy, something people like. If you like women's soccer and women's major league soccer in the United States, you should be allowed to like that. If you like women's softball or you like Major League Soccer in the United States or anything like that, anything that was it's not considered the big three in sports, like football, basketball, and baseball. If you don't like that, if you've liked something, you should be able to like it without being criticized for it. I truly believe that. That guy liked his FCS football. He's glad. I guess he goes to Sam Houston State or went there, or maybe he's just a fan. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Dude's allowed to like what he likes. People are allowed to like what they like. That's just the society we live in nowadays. And it should be that way, it should be. It should be, really should be. But I just wanted to come on here and say thanks for watching this episode. I'm pretty happy with it. Kind of gives you an understanding where my thinking is, where we're at as a podcast, where we're going, what direction we're headed in. I think we're all headed in a good direction. Pretty happy with everything. And I want to see where it goes from here. I want to see where things go from here because I really want to start bumping up the subscribers. I want to start pumping up everything. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Hit that bell button, get notified. Trennon Talks. The first episode of Trennon Talks is done. It is over. I cannot wait for next week. See you then.